Time once again for the City of Maple Grove Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media. Thanks for joining us, along with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
A lot to talk about. As you see, we've got papers everywhere today because a lot is happening as we get through the month of June here in the city and into July. We'll get to that in a second, but first, the June 2nd council meeting, about 48 minutes in length. A couple guests at the meeting as well. We'll mention them. Let's begin with one item pulled from consent. Had to do with ponds and pond maintenance.
Yeah, and so Councilmember McCullough pulled this. He is the staff liaison or the council liaison to the Lake Quality Commission. So this is kind of work that the Lake Quality Commission helps to oversee and assist with. But we implemented a stormwater fee a number of years ago and have been now utilizing those dollars to do pond dredging and pond clean out. Okay. You know, over time, those ponds collect sediment and all those things that we're taking off the roads or you know, sidewalks, parking lots, those types of things, and then kind of reduces the capacity of those storm ponds and the quality of their, you know, their ability to remove that sediment from the water, whatnot, before it moves on. And so, yeah, so we've been doing a lot of pond dredging. He also recognized we've had some outreach from some students in the area about what we do for water quality, and so we are able to provide them some information. And this is just a great example of the work that we do to make sure the stormwater system is working throughout the city.
Now to special business. A few guests at the meeting, and the first three with some crowns on their heads. This is the ambassador program, a little bit of a look back and a look ahead.
Yeah, so our three current ambassadors were in to talk about their year gone by and what they're looking forward to and kind of what they feel like they gained out of the program. And it's always, you know, great to hear from them. I think they feel like they gained so much in terms of their self-confidence and their ability to get up in front of a group and speak without, you know, having a lot of preparation, that type of thing. And I think just preparing them for a future career and their life ahead. So always great to hear that. And then 13 candidates this year, which is great to see. I think, you know, during the pandemic time, we were a little concerned, you know, how's this program going to move forward? And but yeah, great to see 13 candidates, young women today, a little younger than past years, the candidates, and so more of a high school crowd. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. And of course, that's a big part of Maple Grove Days with coronation happening on that Friday night and those new ambassadors being selected. So congratulations to the three departing that have had a great year, and then we look forward to meeting the new three after the coronation on July 18th.
Stick with us. We'll talk more about Maple Grove Days coming up in just a minute, but do note that that's a new location for that event. The ambassador coronation is going to be at the middle school this year. It
is going to be at Maple Grove Middle School, and it's partly, or it's due to the construction that's happening up at Maple Grove Senior High. So if you've been by the high school recently, you see a lot of grading work going on. So this is part of, you know, their capital investment up at Maple Grove Senior, and so we'll be at the middle school for coronation.
Very good, and more to come about that in just a few minutes. Other guests at the meeting under special business: swearing in and badge pinning of newly appointed fire officers and paid on-call firefighters. So 2 getting promotions and 1 new.
Yeah, 2 new fire officers for us. So Captain Jason Herdegren and Lieutenant Sam Kitzman. So congratulations to them on their new leadership roles within the department. And then a new paid-on-call probationary firefighter, Tossie Johnson Kelly. So very grateful for firefighter Tossie Johnson Kelly joining, and then congrats on the promotion for Jason Herdegren and Lieutenant Sam Kitzman.
Next, from the meeting recently on the 2nd, let's go to public hearings. One public hearing related to a restaurant in town looking for some license work.
Yeah, so this is a new restaurant that'll be up at the Grove. So Bole Ethiopian Cuisine. They have a couple other locations throughout the metro area, St. Paul and Minneapolis. So this is their 3rd location. The owners live here in Maple Grove. So it's always great to see that. We have that happen from time to time where folks have a restaurant other places. They live here and then they think, well, let's bring something home to Maple Grove. So another great ethnic food offering here, you know, Bole Ethiopian Cuisine. They were in for their on on-sale wine and 3-2 malt liquor license, and so probably see them opening up here later this summer.
All right, plan to stop by. Community Economic Development, let's cover a couple of those items. Northern Tap House exterior elevation, so looking at a business that's going to be using an existing building.
Yeah, so this is the old Red Lobster space right on Elm Creek Boulevard there in the Shops at Arbor Lakes area. Great existing restaurant. The restaurant owner group owner was in front of us for this, looking at the facade improvements.
Okay.
That restaurant group owns about 15 restaurants, 5 Northern Tap Houses throughout Minnesota, and so great history of operation here. I think a great reuse of the Red Lobster space. So Northern Tap House, they plan to be open hopefully around maybe late fall or before the holiday time frame.
Okay.
Making some facade improvements, shifting the entrance to the building to the west side. The north side there, where the door has been, will be more the patio space. They're going to be coming back before the council for a PUD amendment to deal with that patio space there. But yeah, good. They want to get going on some of the interior improvements and some of the exterior improvements. So this allows them to get going on that, and then we'll deal with the patio space and kind of some of those other changes when they come back later this summer.
All right, we'll keep you up to date on that. Report of upcoming community economic development items. First mentioned was a promotion that has happened in that area.
Yeah, so Ken Nelson was promoted to our assistant building official. Ken's been with us for a number of years and has been a great leader in the building department, and so congratulations to Ken, and then we'll be out recruiting for his replacement for a building inspector.
You bet. And here's your preview of the 6-9 Planning Commission meeting. What is coming up?
Yeah, it's going to be a big agenda. So we have the MGM liquor store up on the north end off of County Road 30 area. They are going to be expanding, doing an expansion up there to create space, a restaurant space associated with that building. And then the Culvers out at 101 and Bass Lake Road will be in front of Planning Commission. We have a new daycare off of Wedgwood Drive, and then a zoning text amendment with regard to some driveway parking. So pretty big Planning Commission agenda for June 9th.
And they also have fun working with the businesses in the community, and one of the big events that they always promote is Chalk Fest. That is coming up very soon, so if you're watching an early play of this, you're going to be able to get there. When is that and what is that?
Yeah, it's this weekend, big weekend for Maple Grove with Chalk Fest, and this is the 10th anniversary, so kind of a bigger year, and you'll find kind of the footprint of Chalk Fest expanded to the north end of Main Street, north of Arbor Lakes Parkway, and Arbor Lakes Parkway will be closed for pedestrian traffic, so lots of the kids' events will be kind of pushed to the north side and create a little more space for the artists there on the main part of Main Street. So hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. both days, Saturday, June 7th, Sunday, June 8th, and lots of food, beverage, family-friendly events, that type of thing. So chalkfestmaplegrove.com for more details. But it's a big weekend in Maple Grove, and the weather's looking pretty good. Maybe a little bit of rain to contend with on Sunday. They always have a plan for that. But happy that it's going to be in the mid-70s, maybe a little cooler. But encourage people to come out and check out Chalk Fest. Yeah,
it is truly amazing. So stop by and see some of that work in progress on the Saturday. You kind of see the start of it and things moving along. And Sunday, you're just like, wow, how did they do this?
Exactly.
All right, engineering, a quick update here. They're thinking ahead to 2026 already with some neighborhood meetings.
Yeah, so we try to do, advanced community outreach for our street recon projects. So we're out meeting with the Hickory Ridge neighborhood as well as Dunkirk up in the Castlewood area. And those meetings will be coming up in the next few weeks and getting out and doing that community engagement.
To wrap up the meeting, a few administrative items, and the first is something we've talked about multiple times over the past months, and that is the assessing services for the city. And this again came before the council to look at a contract.
Yeah, so we've had a couple work sessions on this topic back in February and then again in April, and really came about that the county changed their policy starting in 2025 to no longer charge those cities that they were providing assessing services for. So basically it was going to be done as part of the county levy. There are 8 cities that remain having their own assessing offices in Hennepin County, so about about 38 cities are assessed by the county.
Okay.
So 8 remaining. And so with that policy change, you know, the offer was made that if you wish to come into the county and have the county perform those services, the same offer would be made, that would be done at the county cost. So, you know, a lot of consideration, a lot of discussion. I think a lot of it came down to, you know, if we stay with the city assessing office, we're paying for that city assessing service, as well as our residents are paying on the county levy for assessing services broadly in the county.
Right.
So it kind of came down to a question of, you know, the value of having our own assessing office here versus, you know, shifting that service to the county, and then that cost being borne by the county. So yeah, a lot of discussion, a lot of consideration. We have a great assessing team here in Maple Grove, and so those are always very challenging, difficult discussions to have and decisions to make. We don't take them lightly. I think maybe, you know, what has helped in the last few weeks or the last month or so is we got a lot more information from the county about their intention to hire staff, licensed appraisers, and so they will be both Edina and Maple Grove will be shifting to the county with the approval of this agreement. And then they intend to hire about 13 licensed appraisers, and so our licensed appraising staff will have an opportunity to, you know, take a position with the county and make that transition. So yeah, the contract that was in front of us, very similar to the agreements that are, you know, in all the other cities that are assessed by the county.
Okay.
I think we looked a lot to Plymouth. Plymouth has been assessed by the county for about 10 years, and it seems to be working really well for them. So this is a transition that'll happen in 2026.
Okay.
If we were to lose staff, you know, that take other opportunities between now and then, the county would have the obligation to step in and take over earlier. But the plan is that this would transition kind of next midsummer. So council did approve this. Again, you know, a lot of careful consideration here. But I think this also presents the opportunity for us to, you know, look at that levy impact and, you know, prioritize those dollars in other areas as well, primarily road reconstruction and those needs. So that did get approved, and we'll be working through that transition with the county in the coming months.
Very good. A few final notes you had at the meeting. That was July 7th. The next council meeting, or 2 council meetings out, is going to be canceled, as is somewhat tradition in the city. Yeah,
it has been our tradition to cancel that first meeting in July, and so staff tries, you know, works our best to structure our work between those 2 meetings in June and July, and yeah, it gives everybody a little bit of a break, the council a little break over the holiday, and staff has the opportunity to maybe take some vacation time as well. So that's a nice break midsummer before we get into some of the summer celebrations of Maple Grove Days, which is a staff-intensive time. The other piece that's coming up is Juneteenth. We have our Juneteenth celebration Thursday, June 19th. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. There's a program scheduled at 6:30 p.m. Lots of great music, vendors, kids' activities, food and beverages, that type of thing. And then just of note, that is a state holiday, and so city offices will be closed on that Thursday, June 19th as well.
So there is your wrap-up of the meeting on June 2nd. Next meeting on the 16th. We'll tell you that date once again at the end of the program. But let's get our papers sorted here and talk about some other things happening in the community. A lot going on, as we mentioned again, in June. And a great place to find information is in the city newsletter, and that is available about everywhere.
Yeah, we, of course, mail that out to everybody's home and business. And then extra copies are available at the Government Center. And, of course, it's available on our website as well, kind of in a flip book style. So if you want to view it online, you can do that as well.
Here's the call out to get your phones out and cameras out for the photo contest that is running now, and a special day coming up where the cities encourage people to take your camera everywhere.
Yeah, so this is our annual photo contest. It's open and accepting entries right now. It's a great way for residents to showcase their talent in our city. We do have Picture the Grove Day, so this is a new part of this. The city offers a photo challenge, which is on June 14th. Residents are encouraged to get out and that's a Saturday, and take photos and submit then into the contest for kind of Picture the Grove Day, and there'll be special recognition for that. So all information is available on our website, and just as important, you know, we do use all these photos in our publications, whether it's the newsletter, social media. It just really gives us a great stock of photos that represent the community so well. So encourage people to get involved.
Yeah, it is fun. ribbon cutting recently held for an apartment complex, and that is in the Menards area. Tell us about that fine event.
Yeah, so this is the Edison Apartments. This is an affordable senior project, so very welcomed in the city, a high need for this type of housing. So really attractive looking building up there, just kind of west of Menards, north of County Road 30. So lots of housing being built up in that area. So if you get up that way, a lot of changes to the roads up there. And progress being made on 610 coming across the field. So it's really going to reshape that area kind of north of County Road 30.
Another note of something related to homes and housing. This was a special home project that relates to a fund need.
Yeah, so this is just a little bit to the north in the Evanswood neighborhood up there. Earlier this week there was a tour and a floor signing event for the St. Jude Dream Home. And that is built, it raises funds for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. The home is expected to be finished by midsummer and ready for tours in the Fall Parade of Homes. We were out for the groundbreaking early. It was a very cold day earlier this winter, so this was an opportunity for folks to gather and sign the floor before they put down the flooring. So it'll sort of forever live in that home. But the proceeds of the sale of this home, much of that will go to St. Jude's, and so just a great partnering event for the builders and all of the contractors that are involved with that construction to get involved with something to support St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Another note for summertime here in the city of Maple Grove, it is that time to take a further look into the ash trees, looking at inventory and just replacement and some of that. And this is something, Heidi, we've talked about for years, it seems.
Yeah, it is, and I hope someday we can move on from this,
nice.
But move through all the ash trees. But we do continue to see the impact of the emerald ash borer throughout the community. You see trees that are dying. It often starts with the crown of the tree kind of becoming bare, and then eventually it kind of moves down through the tree. And once they are, the leaves are all gone, they become very brittle. And if in a good windstorm, they can go over quite easily, so it's something that we need to contend with, and for folks that have it in their yard, it can become kind of an issue there as well. So our city forester has been out inspecting areas, tagging trees. We're going to be doing more removal this year and replacement, that type of thing. For residents whose ash trees were removed from the public right-of-way areas adjacent to their property in 2024, they will receive replacement trees in the coming weeks. It's an opt-in program. We don't allow them to be replanted back in the right-of-way. We're trying to kind of move away from that practice a bit, but they can replant that tree in their yard. So yeah, work continues on this. It is a big lift every year, and hopefully in a few years we can move on from this impact. And the outcome will be a more diverse tree species throughout the city. I think that's one of the lessons learned over many years is for many years ash trees were sort of the developer's choice. And maybe the city's choice as well. I think a pretty sturdy tree, and then if you have all of them in one place, it's really impactful if something comes through a disease or a bug type situation. And so really trying to get a more diverse tree species out there so that when this things happen in the future, it's not so impactful.
If you remember back, we started the program talking about a new firefighter. Well, here is your chance to join him and become a new firefighter yourself. And we have an event coming up that allows people to learn a little bit more. Yeah,
so we're out recruiting for firefighters right now. So if you live within 5 minutes of one of our 5 fire stations and are over the age of 18, you're eligible to apply. Just a reminder, we offer all the training and education and equipment that you might need. Kind of come as you are. No experience is necessary to join the Maple Grove Fire Department. It's a great little part-time job gig, comes with a pension, so that's not bad either. And it's great camaraderie and a great group of people that are their primary interest is in serving the community. And so great opportunity here to join the Maple Grove Fire Department. We have an upcoming information meeting. It's on Thursday, June 12th at 7 p.m. It's at Fire Station 4, which is at 8925 Lawndale Lane. Great opportunity to meet with some firefighters, talk about that, bring your family, so they understand kind of what the commitment is. It is sort of a family commitment to join the fire department, but also a family benefit to be part of Maple Grove Fire. So more information, mgfire.info.
Next date to get on your calendar is Thursday, June 26th. Speaking of the fire department, they're going to team up with the police department for a really fun event and a great educational event.
Yeah, so Maple Grove Fire and Police Departments are teaming up for a summer safety fair later this month. It's Thursday, June 26th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. And it's at Fire Station 2 there, right off of Elm Creek Boulevard, just north of Weaver. Hands-on activities, demos, exhibitors, emergency vehicles up close, refreshments, family-friendly event for help to have a safe summer. So Thursday, June 26th, 5 to 7:30 p.m. at Fire Station 2.
We all know that the school year is wrapping up, and believe it or not, the police department is involved in some of those end-of-the-year festivities, and it's with a great program.
Yeah, so this is DARE, the Drug Awareness Education Program, and so this is for 5th grade students, and so we've recently celebrated the graduation of DARE at 5 area schools here in Maple Grove. It's a 14-week program focused on building essential life skills to help them make safe and responsible choices at school and at home, and so it's always a great event. I've been able to attend some of these graduation ceremonies. The kids are very excited, and it's a great program in our schools, and we're happy to partner with our schools, with our police department to keep it going.
Yeah, great opportunity for the officers to reach out and meet some young people in the community. We all know that everyone loves the Maple Grove Farmers Market, and there's a lot to do when you go there, but believe it or not, there's something new to attract you to come even more often.
Yeah, so this is a partnership with Great River Energy, which is always great to have a big corporate partner here in Maple Grove participating in the farmers market. So starting Thursday, June 12th, customers can pick up a free reusable bag. With every visit, customers are encouraged to check in at the market with their bag, their reusable bag, and then after 4 visits, they'll be rewarded with a $2 coin to spend with any vendor.
Nice.
So just trying to encourage folks to bring that reusable bag back and avoid the plastic bags, that type of thing. Just as a reminder, the market is up at Church of the Open Door this year due to the construction at the community center every Thursday from 3 to 7 p.m. And the other programs that we've been doing for many years, the frequent shopper program and the Kids Pop Club, those are all still there. But this new sustainability program in partnership with Great River Energy for the reusable bags is a nice addition.
Yeah, get up there and enjoy. Lots of fun always at those events. Always lots of fun, Sue, at the outdoor pool and the beach. And we're hoping the weather gets a little warmer here, but kids will be out of school and looking for places to splash around. And you have them. Yeah,
so the outdoor pool at the community center is expected to be open this Saturday, June 7th. It's been a little delayed. We have had some equipment issues out there.
Okay.
I think as we continue to move towards this, this project of reinvestment, the community center is showing its age and its issues and why we need to do this project, because we continue to struggle just to kind of keep stuff, usable. So that outdoor pool is hopefully going to open this Saturday. Those hours are 10 to 6 p.m. And then the Weaver Lake Beach and the splash pad at Central Park are also open, and great places to gather for the summer.
So plenty of water fun in the city, but also musical fun in the city. Tell us about some of the things that are coming up and where to go.
Yeah, so the outdoor concert and movie series starts on Monday, June 23rd. In addition to the summer lineup, we have 2 early June events that are scheduled at Town Green. This sounds fun. This is this Thursday, June 5th, live band karaoke. This Thursday.
Okay.
So if you are a karaoke person, I read this like you get to be the karaoke person, but you got a live band behind you. That sounds pretty fun.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. And then June 12th, Princess Sing Along story time, and that's during the daytime. That's next week as well. So some early events, and then of course the concert series was outlined in our newsletter. We have the Foods and Grooves this year on Wednesday nights, a great lineup there, sponsored by the Maple Grove Rotary Club and Experience Maple Grove. Good food and beverage there, and a great concert series with the Mick Sterling group. So, it's going to be a great summer at Town Green.
Big crowds out there on a regular basis. And speaking of big crowds, we promised we'd talk about Maple Grove Days one more time. Give us the full preview. When, where, what's all the fun?
Yeah, we're just about getting to close to a month away here. I feel like summer's slipping away already. So July 16th through the 20th, big highlights. The parade is on Thursday night, July 17th, and then fireworks Saturday night over at Central Park. We are shifting everything to Central Park this year because of the construction at the community center. But I think it's going to be great. I think having everything kind of in one area is going to be really fun. It'll feel maybe a little bit more cozy over there, but hoping to get those fireworks up over the lake at Central Park there. And Lakeview Drive will be closed to traffic. There'll be
Okay.
some traffic limitations in the area, but a lot of the expo type things will be happening out on Lakeview. So I think it's going to
Great.
be a very fun, festive couple of days here to celebrate in Maple Grove. So mgco.org for lots of information out there, and looking forward to Maple Grove Days.
It is going to be fun. Heidi, thanks so much again for coming in and
Of
for
course.
providing the information. Let's leave you with that next council meeting date and also ways to contact the city if you would like. Next meeting is Monday, June 16th, 7:30 at the Government Center. And again, lower left, lots of information, phone number, and that website, maplegrovemn.gov. Find out about some of the events coming up, and again, a lot of the programs that happen on a regular basis in the city of Maple Grove. That's it for the City of Maple Grove Report. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time.